Oh, yeah, you're muted still.
Phil?
Doesn't want to talk.
No,
There we go.
he's setting up stuff, I guess, like the streaming.
Some strong opinions about Twitch, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to see more and more people here.
Yeah,
So
what was I
welcome.
about to say?
Yeah.
Quite full today.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us today. We have a sprint planning today for our game Dawn Apart, and you can join my screen. So I'm going to share most of the stuff we're talking about here. Some devs going to share their screens as soon as we do some playtests and demos of the previous sprint, and then we're going to determine what the game will look like in the next 2 weeks. And this sprint is special because we have to make a playtest, which we're going to talk about. So, first of all, how are you? Good morning, everybody. Anything remarkable?
I'm all right.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm trying a new work schedule. Basically, getting up earlier and finishing earlier, and it's working out quite well, especially with all of that uni stuff.
That's good. Yeah. I have to grow really, really old to understand how important sleep is. It's ridiculous. Yeah. When I was a younger man, I tried to cut down the time I spent sleeping to 5 hours, 6 hours, whatever, just to get the most out of a day. And while now growing older, having kids, I understand how important sleep is. So for me, it is now essential to get like 8, 9 hours sleep minimum, if not more. And if I get less, I can really feel how little productive I can
Just feels awful.
daily.
Yeah,
It is awful.
same.
Agree.
Like it works out 1 or 2 days in a row,
Yeah.
but at some point, sleepiness becomes very similar in the brain, like drunkenness, and you
Yeah.
don't get anything done.
Yeah. That's what I feel about too. Yeah. Correct.
You just become stupid after a while. It seriously is like that, at least for me.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, I was watching that game show from America, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? And it was all fine until it got to making simple math in the head, like 75 plus 42. And I sit there and I take so much time that I felt a bit ashamed. But I think that's the purpose of the show.
What I wonder, why are you watching that?
Yes, some streamer was watching that, and I was watching the streamer.
Okay.
Leon, can you guys hear me? My mic was
Yes.
muted.
Yeah.
I just overheard you saying Breath of the Wild sucks. I got triggered by that. Can you elaborate? Because that's also a truth bomb, maybe.
I play games for the experience, the story that it wants to tell me. For example, I love Skyrim because Skyrim at the end is a Blender simulator. The gameplay is absolutely flat and the world is just filled with assets that are repeated over and over again. But through the environmental storytelling and all of the characters, you are told a story that begins in the game but continues in your head. And as you walk through the world, you sort of imagine what was here thousands of years ago. That sword that you found that is just randomly generated maybe once belonged to some hero that was buried here. When I play Breath of the Wild, all of that was missing. The way the chests are placed is not like as if this was a world that could have functioned. This feels like, yeah, too much like a game and not like an experience, I'm afraid.
Shame.
But I get
Also,
the point, right?
if I walked across these endless wastes because I saw something on the horizon, or because conveniently the game tells me where for the next step of the quest you have to walk to the other side of the map, I just felt bored. Anything that I've found, like some sort of shrine or some sort of hotel, which was super weird. Do you have this super desolate world and there's a hotel in the middle of nowhere,
A
but you don't see any.
stable, a horse
Yeah,
stable. Yeah.
yeah, and you don't see a single functioning settlement apart of the fish people, which are just a whole race of people and just one city. Like so much of it doesn't make sense to me. And I get it, it's a game, not a like world building novel. But then I actually prefer like, A Link to the Past or Wind Waker, something like that, which doesn't try to be this super expensive word and just a cool game.
Yeah. I mean, I got mauled by a snow troll in Skyrim, and it
That's the
also
experience.
did also it was remarkable, but it also didn't make much sense. I guess I don't know. It's just a game at the end of the day. Um,
Yeah, of course. I get it's good from the quality. I just have I just felt like maybe I didn't like the art style,
mm,
the art direction, and I prefer the older Breath of the Zelda art
right.
style, which was more whimsical.
Yeah.
Nowadays they try to be mystical, and it's just not working as good.
Yeah.
So Leon,
But yeah, that's that.
game designer.
Yeah. And all of this disclaimer these are just individual opinions. You know.
Very
Especially
important.
then.
Good. Okay, let's go into the Peter board and talk about our latest sprint, and then do a retrospective after that. Planning for the next weeks.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Share my screen. Okay, where are we? Where did we land? Burn-on chart looks horrible.
Yeah, and I think that was to be expected on this one.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it in a minute. So,
Yeah.
but where did we end up?
Yeah, so there's this destruction chances, kind of the last thing in the spaceports before we do like some of the playtest updates, and then some of the other kind of things got pushed off. And yeah, I think that there's some small things that are actually kind of critical to fix. Like this ship was scheduled to land but never arrived. And while I've been testing this, I'm actually running into this. I think it has something to do with the world time, and maybe if it's like sped up or something. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, but this actually has nothing to do with this. So this is basically going to be merged in just a second. And beyond that, for this build out, Vox file parsers. Yeah, so Francisco actually finished this terrain heights thing, and so this is merged as well. Yeah, and I think that these files are also fine. Yeah, and then for the file parser, essentially where we are is, so I'll start from outside the file parser. So we have this like all the pipeline stuff kind of updated and ready to plug in the new system. So like all the stuff is kind of split now. And there were a lot of kind of existing things that rely on a lot of the procedural systems, and can't really be removed. And so this has all been updated. And then on the Vox file parser, yeah, I'm basically at the end of implementing this like tree node. Because like I'd mentioned, there's really nothing there. Beyond that, while we're parsing, we have these transform nodes, and we have group nodes, and then we have shape nodes. And while we're doing that, we basically just need to read in, keep track of the file indices, keep track of the parent-child relationship, and then from that build out this world voxel chunk. And so this part is like also essentially done. And then we'll be able to actually load this. I think Francisco will talk about that piece maybe.
Mm-hmm. So starting the mission, so the kind of finished up this destruction stuff. Had the terrain heights from brick maps because we kind of have to figure out the height of the terrain based on the vox files for the world tiles. While previously this was like generated at runtime from procedural generation. Yeah, so that's in, and yeah, I basically just started on this, like using a new. It's not really a new chunk loading system. Like at some point, I believe it was when we made the Fog of War, we created like a generic show chunk loading and unloading system, which is just some kind of thing in the world with some position that you want to load and unload based on the camera position. That's like the most abstract, like down to as much as abstract as we could make it. And it's probably something that we're gonna reuse here for the world tiles. Yeah, and I also started working on something that's actually not here, but I guess I'll just add it and move it over, which is an idea that Tony had, which is down here. Where is this? Yeah, over here. So for the chunk system, loading and unloading, we used to use, like, based on the camera position, having like a rectangle around it to pick what chunks are being loaded. So for example, this chunk over here, maybe it's close enough to the camera center, which probably like around here, or actually maybe probably around here actually. Yeah, so this chunk will be loaded based on the distance to the camera. Yeah, but Tony kind of realized that because our camera has it's actually at the angle, it's not like aligned with the axis of the world. We can probably do better than this and actually use the frustum of the camera, so the kind of the area that's visible to the camera, to figure out which chunks we actually need to load. So this rectangle here at an angle is the actual frustum of the camera, and we can add some padding around it. And here would be the actual, chunks that we should load. And this will have some benefits. It will be basically more efficient in picking out which chunks actually need to be loaded and unloaded. Yeah, so it's just going to be like a nice thing for the terrain chunks, but also for the Fog of War. Yeah, we'll make this overall more efficient. And it shouldn't be too hard, so we have access to the frustum, we can add some padding around it, and basically just do a similar check that we were doing with the rectangle, but now at a specific angle. Yeah, and I basically just started on that, so
Yep.
that goes over here.
Frustum of a pyramid. Okay.
Is that where that word comes from?
Here,
Maybe.
that thing. Yeah, I was a little bit confused. So, it's that thing here?
Yeah. So yeah, yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, this is basically what your camera planes will look like. If you imagine like a, like a little camera.
I think I have a better image.
You know what? Yeah, there you go. That's
this is
right.
exactly how it works. So there's like the camera. This is called the view frustum. And yeah, so everything here is what's actually viewed by the camera. And it's what we're going to consider to figure out which chunks actually need to be loaded in the world. With some padding, because the loading is like asynchronous.
Yeah.
So we have to give it like some time to actually load stuff. Yeah, but this is exactly it.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Did he break up?
I think he got cut off.
Yeah.
But I think he was about to say that's about it.
That's about it then. Okay. Yeah. So Leon, you gave me the new map tile here for the Savannah. 6 new map tiles. L08 till J09. So Savannah comes along nicely, and J08 should be the landing zone for now. And you say you think it's enough space, right? That's what you said.
I should be. I didn't have the time to test it.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I've said prior to the stream, in case it isn't enough space, I will just make some space.
Yeah, we make space. Exactly. And yeah. So anything which you learned from doing these?
Probably the use of textures. I previously thought the use of textures was a bit iffy, especially if you have to work on so many chunks at once. It's not like you can texture every chunk in one stroke and that's it. But yeah, Abducted by Pixel convinced me otherwise. And yeah, I would try to do that more often.
Mm-hmm. Also, not only for the Savannah, we have new tiles. We also have for the desert tiles. If you are observing the Discord channel, and then you saw that already. So this is like a version here without the trees. I think there should be one with trees, which I do not have, but this is like the first part of the Savannah with in the game. Yeah. So and Leon, I think for the next one, it would make sense to make M08 till M13, while Abducted by Pixel is working on the new rainforest biome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah. So then we can connect these, and players can explore them. Yeah. And I think in the end, have you heard anything by Niklas when it comes to the
Highlands? No,
the Highland biome?
he initially said he needs about 2 weeks, so he's still within that time frame.
Okay, good. Because I think it makes sense to have like something Q06 till age 16, so like as an initial map, and then grow from there, making kind of a nice rectangle, which includes all biomes. And then we can make it just bigger and have like more landing spots, more artifacts, more monuments to explore for the player from that point on. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a neat idea.
Good. Yeah, Aaron, anything from you, Neo?
Do you hear me? Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I finished the spaceship for the Space Pirates, although it's not clearly finished. I still have some texturing to do, and also, right as about now, I would like to have some approval of you if that's the look we're going for.
It's interesting. Yeah. How do these rotate?
Yes.
Okay, that's cool.
But I'm not too sure if that's maybe a little bit too clean for the pirates. I would try to make some more rust and dirt and maybe some patches and spikes, so it looks like a junkyard or scavenged at least.
Yeah.
I think it's very neat. It needs to look like it has been stolen and then modified by the pirates.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And we need this thing here. Where is this?
Yes, I incorporate that.
I'll help you with it. Hold
Thanks.
On. Somewhere here. I know. This here.
Graphic design.
Yep. Done. Wonderful.
Next job.
Here.
Thanks. Yeah. It also looks pretty good next to the magpie, I think. I just make up a video, a little picture, and then I send it on the mirror board.
Yep.
From like size-wise.
Yeah.
It looks like an evil version of the magpie.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you make this thing really rusty. I mean, like neglected of maintenance for a very long time. like this. Yeah. Okay. Good. I think this finalizes the sprint. Till, have you anything to say for the end of the sprint?
No. I'm just wondering, in what position are we for the playtest? Is it coming along nicely? In what stage are we gonna release the
Yeah.
playtest?
Yeah, we should talk about this in the next the sprint planning. Let's do the retrospective first, and maybe we're gonna slide that topic also. And yeah, what about the feedback for the latest build? Should we do this in the we do this in the sprint planning, I guess. Yeah, because we're gonna fix it anyway in that sprint. Okay, let's do the retrospective. Who wants to go first?
I can go first.
Okay, hold on. So for everybody, what we're doing here now? So when you're looking at the mirror board, so all of these things here are sprints which are going for 2 weeks. You see them. We're at sprint 55 now. So working a long time on this game already, and we organize ourselves with this Scrum process. And one part of the Scrum process is taking out the whip and whipping ourselves, talking about what we could do better, some finger pointing maybe even, and then we try to do better in the next sprint. So and that's what we're doing now. Till, please go ahead.
Yeah. So really glad that we have a new team member on board. So welcome again, Mirko. You made a great, excellent first impression starting yesterday.
Thanks.
I'm also really happy about the amazing voxel art and all the assets that we're getting. I think Abducted by Pixel is also in the chat, so yeah, kudos to you. I really
Can I help you
That's
here
the
with
new
that?
sprint.
okay. Okay. Right. I also want to give a special shout out to the spaceship that Abducted by Pixel made, which is a kind of a ship wreck in the map. But he gave us the whole asset, which we of course go reuse for other purposes. So that's amazing. Yeah. Also, our art team, especially Leon, expanding these voxel landscapes. I know this is a lot of hard work, and yeah, thank you for that. I'm glad that the Kickstarter pre-launch page is up finally. I spent the yesterday setting up a test ad campaign, which will launch around noon today. So curious about that. Yeah, super excited for the playtest. First time that players get their hands on a game. It's a milestone. I'm also excited about the traits feature, even if it even though it's not fine tuned yet, but really interesting. Yeah, I'm kind of sad about this Chinese festival, which, like I mentioned yesterday, had no impact yet, no measurable impact in terms of wish lists. And there's still a technical issue with our composer, which is not too dramatic, but this has been stuck in limbo, and it's close to unsolvable. Yeah, we have to figure a way out, but this is just a technicality I won't bother you with. Okay, that's it from me.
Cool. Can I go next? Okay.
Sure.
So yeah, super glad. I mean, that was kind of a mega important sprint for us, because it's finally closing this circle for the economy, except of the enemy waves. But it also gives you kind of a sort of urgency in how the game works. And yeah, so these traits give the game a new depth. Uh, and I'm super excited about a lot of stuff. So I can't wait for lighting overhaul of the game, see the factory world, actually see the new world. Yeah, super stoked about REST API, which we have for reporting bugs. That was actually super fun to work on, and this Discord board which we have. So meaning, if you play the game, you have like a little report button Mirko is working on, and when you see something which is not working, you can hit that button. This game makes a screenshot, makes a save file, profiles your machine if you wish to do so, and then you can report a bug, and it ends up on our Discord server, so we can all see it and look at it and actually reproduce it with a save file and also with the screenshot and whatever write in this report. Yeah, Mirko's here. Yeah, want to take the chance here to say welcome. Glad you're here and help us. There's so much to do, and I think you come to the right time. Yeah, great you're here.
Good to be
Desert and
here.
Savannah. Yeah, thank you. Desert and Savannah are looking fabulous. Just posted a screenshot here of this Direct chip, which Ingaus did. It's absolutely great. Love this thing. And then we had a talk yesterday about the levers for balancing in the game, and I'm so super glad how many levers there are, which also shows me how complex the game is and how um, deep the game already goes in its mechanics. While writing these down, actually was amazed how many of these mechanics we already have in it, and there will be more. Yeah, also map coming together, that's I said already. And then to the not so bright ones. So the main story in this sprint felt a little bit wonky. Basically because we had like prepared I thought I had prepared everything, right? So mechanics were described well, I think, in advance, but like the GUI wasn't really ready. It showed when we had like this long discussions about the graphic user interface in the sprint planning, and I was hoping actually, because it was like on my turf doing that stuff, that it would be just saying, okay, well, this is perfect, let's go and implement it, and then we're done. But it wasn't the case. So that's something which I'm super mad about. Yeah, sad that we missed the sprint goal. I think it was too ambitious. Was it too ambitious? Probably yes. Or something like that, I guess, in other perspectives. It kind of throws a little bit behind schedule, and we have to talk about how this impacts the playtest. I would like to have the playtest still on, and probably have to prep the people playing the game a little bit about that, what is working, what is not. Playtest goes for 6-8 weeks, so I think we have a lot of time to give daily updates. Yes, and so many things I'm still about and are not finished yet. I know, Madden said, I guess. Hope with Mirko, everything changes now. Good.
I think this one is still yours, right?
Oh yeah.
POL features.
Yeah, Tilo.
What? Which
I
one?
think you got another one here.
I got another one, which is
Must be a
quality of
glad
life
one, right?
features, trickle down recipes, agents hauling, etc. Yeah. They are, yeah, it makes me sad. That's the same thing actually. There's so many things which we haven't implemented yet, but I can feel already while playing the game that they are super necessary to make the player not, I don't know, freak out. Okay,
Okay, I can go next. Hopefully you can hear me well. We're having quite a storm here, but yeah, so it feels nice to kind of be closing out the economy loop. As we mentioned, this was something coming a long way already. We have been working on the economy like on and off, and this feels like the last piece for it, which still needs a lot of work, but just having the foundation there feels really good. Yeah, it's great to have Mirko joining, like bringing some much needed help. Just looking at the bug report story, I don't see how we could, handle it at the same time as everything else. So that's really good. Yeah, I'm really happy with the spaceports, kind of like the visual mechanics of it, the placement, expansion. Took a while to, kind of figure out exactly how we want them to look and implement that Yeah, but I'm really happy with that. Yeah, the world tiles are looking great. I'm also impressed how quickly they're coming along. Which was something I was really worried about. How quickly we'll actually be able to have enough tiles to fill the screen and to have the player explore a little bit until they reach the end. So this is really positive to me. Yeah, the bug reporting backend I think is really cool that we're gonna have like a good this system connecting to Discord. So that looks great. Yeah, we closed out the Kickstarter, which I wasn't too involved because I'm not part of the development part, but I saw just how much time the artists and Till put into it, and also Till. Yeah, and I like how it looks, so it's really nice to see that chapter kind of close. I mean, it's reaching the end. It's not closed. It's closed the part that we worked on. And yeah, also mostly for me and Tony from the development part, like we were working on this story at the same time with a landing pad, and I think we really managed to make sure there's not too many conflicts, figure out how to work together on this. Yeah, and I think that's the only way that we actually managed to have everything done for this story. So that was really good. Yeah, a bit sad or mad, yeah, kind of like between. That feels like we're gonna have to leave some polishing behind from about the spaceports as we have to move on to the world gen stuff. Yeah, we might still touch on some things. I mean, there's some critical issues with it which have to be dealt with, but overall, we're probably not going to be able to dedicate that much time to it with the world gen stuff going on. Yeah, and also kind of also Madden said about this, just there's really big changes to the world gen, which I think are needed. But yeah, they do come very close to the playtest, which causes just a lot of pressure to have all this working properly. Yeah, just it's something with so much potential and like a kind of turning point in how our game looks. But yeah, there's a lot of things that need to be done to make it work well. So yeah, that's all from me.
Thank you.
Then if nobody
Yeah.
mind, I would go next.
Draw.
Sure.
So first off, I'm a little bit mad or sad that the Kickstarter is still in progress, although it really is now foreseeable how much that would take. Also, Kickstarter is coming along nicely, which I'm very glad about. Pretty happy with how it turns out. Yeah. Also, I'm so happy about the Aurora expansion, how it now comes together. It looks amazing. I can't wait to play in it. Yeah, which also is, yeah, just overall I'm excited to interact with the world and play in it. Yeah, of course, our new team member, Mirko. Pretty stoked to see how he will contribute. I'm always glad to have someone new on board. And the last thing is, which was now for me the most time of the sprint, is Magica Voxel. I really made some progress in that, and it's incredibly fun to work in Magica Voxel. Can't wait to hopefully do more in that. And that's it from me.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can go next.
Mhm.
Okay, so the first thing, oh, this is a little small. Yeah, but the first thing is yeah, the new developer. It's super exciting. Yeah, and it's just awesome to have more help. Have a new person joining. Yeah, kind of just about the sprint. Yeah, I felt like there was a lot of foundational stuff again. I kind of talked about this with the last time with a lot of the trading stuff, and it was a lot of like architecture updates, like continuing working on the trades, but then for the Eventide mainline quest stuff, or the mainline trades, we have like all this stuff now for quests, and all these things around the actual game are starting to solidify. And so I'd say sad that I feel like we're very close to like some very massive breakthroughs, like especially kind of looking at some of those the like the test quests that I threw together really quick. But there's just not enough time to like get these things to a point where they can actually go in. Like setting up the basics is like super quick. It's all back end stuff, and then like when it comes to having like a new event, having a message, having like building out all the controllers and whatnot, that's where you're gonna hit like this like slog, and we just don't have time for this slog, even if it would mean bringing like all this really cool content. But at some point, I think this will go in. I think communication, was really great. I guess Francisco also talked about this. Like specifically when we were kind of putting together the landing zone, and some of the beacon stuff, and like we knew that there was going to be this, meeting of all this logic where like if the beacons is done first, then like the landing zone kind of needs to be reworked, and the editing needs to be reworked. And I think we really caught this early, and figured that out. Actually, just in general, I thought this sprint was really fun. I felt like this is really what working on gameplay should be like. A lot of times we're doing like some tweaking on some like system adjacent to like a bunch of other systems, or like a smaller feature that like isn't that important. It's like very cool stuff, but it's not like pushing us forward. And I felt like this was like a big push forward, in terms of like what's in the game, and what is there to experience, and to kind of have for a player, and build on. Obviously this was a fairly divisive feature. It doesn't really go anywhere, I guess, but I was just interested to see the kind of response to it. And I definitely think that moving forward, we'll tweak it and find this sweet spot to where it's going to be like a very, very cool thing. Also, the world chunks are looking really good, like shockingly good. And definitely, looking at them, some things I say, okay, that probably could be, done procedurally. Some things though is like, like certain aspects of this, it would take forever to actually build out a pipeline to like that quickly put something together and have it look so good. I also think that the Kickstarter stuff's looking really good. It's all exciting, and basically just like these two, I'm like always amazed to see the talent of the artists. I mean the stuff they do is like really, it's out of my wheelhouse, so I'm like always like so shocked by it. Just really cool. Also the bug reporting, it's really cool. It's really, really cool. And I think that the this Discord bot that we now have, I think there's a lot of potential with that. I mean there's like endless potential, I suppose, with what we want to do with it. Sad, mad. It's sort of today and tomorrow for me, since I've got a holiday day and then I'm flying. And that is not like, that's not the timeline that you want to see basically for this. And kind of a follow up here is like the world gen stuff. I think that there's very like huge potential to kind of stall out until we get a little bit further. And kind of in the best case would be that there's this like very work in progress, world, which maybe is loading terrain, maybe loading trees, and some form of flora, but maybe won't have like grass with wind, maybe won't have the, things like the desire pass. I don't know. Yeah, and we kind of tried to minimize this, or like I've been talking about ways to minimize this as much as possible, but yeah. Mad. This is just personal stuff. Yeah. So flying with a dog is like the most stressful thing. Yeah. Today I was at this vet, or like dealt with this vet for like 8 hours, 8 full hours from when I dropped off our dog to when we finally got her back, and we did not get the form that we needed to actually fly. Luckily, we're fine, but yeah, it was like so frustrating today. Yeah, but beyond that, I am coming home soon, and that's really exciting. And then this last thing is, yeah, it's a little small, but I kind of want to write out some of it. So at some points, I kind of feel like there's like a disconnect between maybe like designing things and what's in the game. And I think that it really is just that there's like so much depth to a lot of features, and like sometimes we're planning things and like a lot more functionality goes in, and so not only during designing, like do you have to keep in mind like this like growing toolbox, right? It's like it's like this huge toolbox of tools, but then it's like certain tools have like their own toolbox almost, and you've got to like remember, that there's like even lower things, so then at certain points, like we're talking about stories and whatnot, it's like kind of not quite utilizing like everything that actually is available, and I haven't quite thought about how to remedy this, because I mean like if you're designing and not like very very involved in like every kind of system, everything that's going in and how it's like working under the hood, it's very hard to to know that you have all these things, like have access to all these things actually. So yeah, that's just a feeling I have.
Is it? Can I ask you something about this?
Mm-hmm.
Has it something to do with maybe as a simulation game that you have like these systems, and when you make them first, I mean like counterpart where they interact with, and then so they stand by themselves, and then you have like, okay, well, this is, I mean, it's nice to have now, but it is not like something which I really utilize to the fullest because there are the systems missing.
Yeah,
And maybe
it
that's the reason why the landing port story felt so good for you now, because that was like one thing which and was like, okay, well, now the economy makes sense, after this thing. Is it this?
Yeah, it definitely could be, but like at times, like let's say for for agents or something, or for weapons, and like how we implemented it, like it was with a lot of flexibility, and actually, like the actual architecture, um could inform some decisions or some like ways to deal with things, and it's not like super clear that certain things have like so much flexibility, or can be used in certain ways, I guess. um yeah, if that makes sense, but I definitely get what you're saying. Yeah, for sure. And like definitely, like I would assume this is going to be like a larger problem with like legacy things that like we've done a long time ago, like agents and gope agents, with
Needs, yeah.
yeah, exactly, where while designing it, like we'll probably have to take a look and see like even what what agents can do, um to make sure that like everything kind of meshes well together. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So sometimes kind of overshooting the actual usage, the ladle usage actually. Yeah. I mean, just think of needs for agents. And potentially never gonna use because the game also moved into another direction while we put in other systems. So
Mm-hmm.
that feelings and interactions, for example, with agents is probably not the core mechanic which we need at this moment. No. Yeah.
No.
No. Yeah. So maybe we can put it down into make it simple first, and then build on top of that. Be maybe as helpful guideline. Yeah,
Mhm.
we
Yeah,
like
like-
to dream.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
only thing
I-
I would add as well is like for example, for the needs, when we are designing these systems, we kind of have to prepare them for like whatever scope they actually end up being. So, even if we assume the implementation is going to be simple for now, we do have to prepare things to be more complex. And that's kind of the feeling I have sometimes, like just as Tony was saying, like some stuff does more stuff than we expect and than we might need. And we kind of just have to, whenever we work on it again, we have to kind of understand again what exactly is everything doing in relation to some feature or something like that. Which is also related to the fact that we are using dots. We don't have managed objects. Which I don't know. To me, always makes things a bit more hard to navigate.
True. Yeah. Also, a decision which we have to see if it actually pays out going with dots. I hope.
Well, I think it will be hard to measure that, but it's like my feeling right now is the game would not be able to even run if we were not using dots. Like so many of the systems, we can even notice it because as soon as you disable bursts on some stuff, the game crawls to a halt.
Yeah.
So that's like a immediate sign that
it is necessary. Actually,
this is the way to go. Yeah.
Good. I think Leon is still missing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, let's begin with the happy stuff. Gotta squeeze myself at the bottom there. Happy to have Mirko on board. It's really nice to see a new face. And yeah, I'm looking forward to working with you in the future. Kudos to Abducted by Pixel. It's very nice to work with him as well. It's kind of more than just exchanging some assets and all of that. We also exchange some very valuable tips, more valuable for me because I'm the beginner, and I'm really happy for his help and his work. With all of this, I also keep getting better with everything that I make. It's just a good feeling to see the learning curve get steeper every time. And yeah, this sprint was impressive. Even though we missed our sprint goal, a lot of things happened. There were sprints where way less happened in the past, and I think we can take a look at what exactly happened this sprint and what we can, if we can apply that to coming sprints. Yeah, overall looks pretty. Just very happy to see it all coming together. Seeing this world. When I was building all of these places, all of these Savannah pieces, I imagined how would it feel to place objects there now, to like conveyor belts, little huts, machines, to see all of this nature and the machines of the player clash together. And I really like the idea, and I can't wait to see that in the game. And the trades, the trades are cool. I can't even imagine how much work that has been. It is so nice to see some additional corner of the gameplay loop that is demanding, that wants you to do something instead of offering you to do something. so that's some sort of call to action exists for the player, which I always like in games. And yeah, off to set. Didn't manage to finish everything. Yeah, I'm just gonna talk about these together. I wish I had more time to work on these assets, because if I compare what I do to Xenia, for example, it's a whole different world. And I was wondering how things would look like if every single chunk in the game would look as amazing as one of her pieces. Not only that, she sort of designs her chunks and her tiles to be one artwork on its own. While we have a pretty world, but if we were to take a chunk out of it, it looks sort of mundane, perhaps even boring. Every single chunk has some sort of point of attraction, some reason why this is important or interesting. And I get that it might be better to have some boring chunks, so that those chunks that actually are important, like the hamlet over there, the little village, that these actually shine more. But yeah, I just wish I had more time to explore all of this, and just more time to work on the remaining stuff, like the spaceport. I didn't actually get around to fixing the roof. And yeah, something that makes me mad is that the workload is getting quite big for what time I have available. I feel like I am doing extra stuff every day to get us done, because I also care about Aurora and the game, to sort of get everything together. But I feel how it is very demanding for my schedule, and I hope I can also get more time. Yeah, also connected to this a little bit, to work on these chunks in the future. So
Fine.
yeah, that's everything.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Then this is our sprint 54. Then let's talk about sprint 55. What do you want to achieve in that one? I would say, first of all, we look at the calendar, who's here, who's not. And then we look at the product roadmap, the schedule, and then we decide what is going into the sprint. So Tony's traveling when?
Monday, but it's a holiday here on Thursday, but it's actually Friday for me.
What? So you're traveling Monday, okay, and you're
Monday.
on Tuesday too.
Yep.
Okay, Wednesday you're back working.
Wednesday back.
Oh yeah. Thursday, Leon at the university.
I'm also
Yeah.
also have a day off on Thursday.
And I'm as usual gone.
So what?
Thursday. As
Thursday
usual,
too.
I'm gone on Thursday.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Monday. So Monday is the playtest, right? Or the current playtest?
Yeah. Monday should be the playtest. Looking at the calendar. This is gone. Today is the 3rd. Yeah.
This
is
isn't exactly inside this schedule here, but there is something that I would like to ask to get off on this Wednesday here.
which Wednesday?
The after the end of the sprint. I just figured it would be a nice time to talk about it now. It's my birthday and I would like to have a day off.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Understandable.
Of course.
So, Leon, there we go.
Okay. Good. Then roles. Who is going to do the burn down Sarge? This one. Huh?
I mean, I can do it if somebody will fill in for the days I'm gone.
No, good.
Sure.
Okay. Then playtest on Monday. yeah, 2 days left then, I guess, for getting the new terrain in. And
Yep.
getting up and the REST API connection. Is that feasible? Just asking now. There's also weekend.
Having yeah, no, in those days,
before flying,
yeah, we could have something, but like for sure having like the new world gen working, I can't guarantee that. I feel like we're not yet far enough into it to to really say like, yeah, we could give this to people to play, because best case we have terrain loading, but like until we have the time to I don't know, optimize like the streaming, optimize the parsing and like every piece of it by Monday, I definitely can't guarantee that it's like a very good experience for anybody.
Yeah. Okay. Then let's talk about what we need for world gen, and also think about how we can slice this up. Yeah. And for the trading story, there is like a ton of stuff which I think we can look at, and then also kind of make a triage on how much of it has to fix before we can give it to playtest.
Yeah.
Shall we do this first?
Sure.
Okay, good. So so that's from me. If anybody else has notes, also please post them here. So what I discovered was like event tied things in the ground, often not correct. I think you worked on this, Francisco, already. This
Oh yeah, this is fixed, just not in the build.
fixed, okay. Placeholder icons are too pixelated. Please use originals. Well, that's not a big one. Just like these placeholder icons in the ship. Sorry, in the loading port. Tony, I know you made them all by yourself again. But I
Which
like
ones?
these boxes.
Oh, the item boxes on the spaceport detail view.
Yeah.
Okay, these things over here.
Is it? Oh yeah. These things here.
Oh, these.
Yeah. They're too big. I mean, they're almost like as big as these.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what you mean by pixelated. Okay.
Yeah. So it should be easy to fix, but it's not really bothering me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the main buttons I saw in these screenshots are they're super big. Yeah. That's an old version here. They should look again like this here. I know it's because of these like.
Okay, this is I think the one with the issue over here.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, this one here. Yeah, you can see the difference. Yeah, this is way too big. And it should be like this again. Yeah, font of combo box traits is bigger than normal text. Is also a thing which is also confusing. Accept button disappears when accepted. Yeah, this is okay, I think. But instead it should say the trait was accepted. Yeah. So because the reject button is still there, but has no function. Yeah. And yeah, maybe a button to cancel a trade would be nice. Yeah. So there's if you have like the option, not for the KS progression trades, but for everything else, you go like, okay, well, I have changed my mind, so I'm saying fly off, basically.
Yeah. And so that's over here. This is something we talked about. Is this ability to abort a trade?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then there's the issue with the spaceport. So see index flight if it is on concrete, or tiles, which kind of it starts flickering. It should be fixed. Just put a period number behind or a number behind it. More than trade requests as a headline. Who and what would be nice. Yes. So the events list is full of like these test trades, of course. Yeah. But it always says trade request. I would like to understand what trade request, which plane is, so which company, what ship, and yeah, maybe off what they're offering even, it's like what ask for 10,000 lucrum or something, that would be nice, so that I can assess that maybe just by looking at this list of these trades. I think we have this information making this list, so it should be possible. Yeah, the other thing I saw that already, Spaceport only shows letter A on the roof. That's not many. Center position button did not work on Spaceport detail view. Yeah, so if you press this button here, nothing happens.
Yeah.
And I had issues with grass overgrowing my landing zone, and therefore I couldn't make trades anymore. So the landing zone was kind of broken.
Oh, it gets blocked by it.
Yeah, so I had to
Oh,
do a
interesting.
ton of terraforming. I was able to do it once to get it working again, and then there was like, I don't know, one voxel or something somewhere, and it stopped working.
Yeah,
there
I
on-
think that's part of a bigger thing where grass always grows through floor tiles.
Also, yeah.
Like for example, when you load up a safe,
Yeah.
usually the floor is overgrown by grass, so it goes through the tiles.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then
So
yeah.
for this, I think just the landing zone should ignore flora,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
For the placement and validation.
and then I had an issue where a ship was scheduled to land, but it never arrived. Time ran out on the departure, even though it was not sitting on the landing zone.
Was that did you have multiple spaceports at that time?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
I
it's
had
related to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Mm. Yeah, there were some fixes that went in after that had to do with assigning when you have multiple spaceports. It's just not in a build yet. But I also saw this, and yeah, so this is like a
Okay.
like a for sure fixer.
Oh, okay. So this is potentially fixed.
I don't think it's fixed, but I do think it's like a pretty serious issue for the trade ports if traders aren't showing up.
Yeah. And assignment went out, but trade didn't disappear. Yes. So what was that? Assignment ran out, but trade didn't disappear.
Yeah, the event doesn't clear off.
Yeah, exactly. So the numbers go to 0. And wasn't even the ship sitting on a something was really off. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't write this more
Ye-
comprehensive
ye-
down.
Yeah, well, I do know that like even if you complete a trade or finish a trade, it'll still sit in your messages and I guess will also be in your like notifications
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe that's maybe we should then say that it is completed something, like in the or somehow make it visible that this is not a active trade anymore.
Right.
Yeah, and another thing was like the same music over and over again. So while playing it, so I was playing it for like 3 hours or something, and listening 3 hours to the same piece of music. That was like a little bit exhausting.
So is it set that way that there's only one song for each playthrough? Or
No.
Yeah.
No, it should shuffle them and then play them in order, like play a random ordering of songs.
Right, because I didn't experience. I always like heard different songs.
You have different songs? Okay.
You had one
This is just me?
song for 3 hours?
Yeah,
Wow.
it was really weird. Is it maybe because of I killed an Itak at some point? Is maybe that the reason?
No.
No.
No. So
It would be a weird
so
punishment.
yeah, so like the same session or like between sessions as well.
It was multiple sessions. I started the game over and over again because sometimes it crashed.
Okay. Well, it could have something to do with then the random that we're using. Maybe something's.
Maybe you yet had the music turned off all the time. It was just in your head. Song going on.
Like now, now is the circus music running in my head.
Still running.
And this monkey.
Yeah, with the ding ding ding.
Yeah, that's a
He looks
Simpsons
like.
reference for the younger ones, by the way.
What is going on in your head? Nothing. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Or what is he saying? My mind is running 1,000 miles per hour. Ding ding ding. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Then some quality of life thing. We should have a menu option to carry stuff on the landing board. That's yeah. That it bothered me so much while doing these trades. So like getting this wood into the spaceport was so cumbersome that I wish I would have like this option where I could just say I wanna demand a certain amount of items in the spaceport, and then they would carry it there automatically.
Mm.
Whoever is up for holding. Yeah, I think that would be an easy fix because the stockpile 2.0 actually gives that option. Just for that hauling to stockpile 2.0 here. This thing. I mean, if you click on one of these empty slots, click on them, then a submenu opens in the window, and then you have like this list of items you can select. And maybe we should find a way. So when you select them, the thing maybe pops in here, and then you can have like an option where you can increase or decrease the amount of items you should store. I mean, not that it is going to store 150 right away, but that you can say a certain amount, so that you can say, okay, well, I want to have like these 50 wood in my spaceport, uh, so that you have an easy way to demand this here. Maybe even before we have like this hauling V2 version, have like this context menu, find this wood somewhere um, in your factory, and then manually get it over to the spaceport. Yeah. What do you think, Tony?
Yeah. I just don't know. Like the only thing would be how we're displaying the numbers. If you have like a up, down, or something, right? And then we'd also need the numbers, and then once you have, it'd basically be what, like a 5 out of 20 or something, because you need to know how many you've said should be in here, and then also what the current thing is. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's something which we have to figure out. But basically something like this. Yeah. Did you say? I mean, you have like this stock up function where you say, okay, make it full. No. It could be an indicator that it's still making it full. It's not the order to make it full, but it is just showing I'm still working on it to make it full. And so if this would say it's 0 of 150 or 0 of 50, you still could show this here. No, and as soon as it's reached 50, this thing goes away. Go like, yeah, well, fine, reach 50. Yeah, something like that. But this number has to be a little bit, I don't know. We have to see how we do this with these numbers here. Yeah, so that it's still readable.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Yeah. That's something which I was missing. Yeah, behavior of expired traits. Yeah, it would be nice if they would go away, basically. Maybe they can go into another log or something, but for now, I think they can. I mean, if this trait is gone and not possible anymore, this thing can go away. I don't have to see them in the listing. Yeah, I missed new trades. It would be nice to have like a sound effect as soon as a new trade or actually event, new trade / new
Mhm.
event, so that I'm informed that something happened. Yeah, was good to have like this list. Even though I haven't really understood how this list on the top left part of the screen actually works. And of course the icons were missing. Yeah, we also have to work on
Yeah.
that. Spaceport sound effects. Yeah, basically that the spaceport makes some sound. When a ship is inbound. I think we had like these horns, these alarms, etc. as well. Where we said, well, we don't going to have any people speaking, but which would be still cool if the thing kind of sounds a bell or an alarm when the ship is approaching. Yeah, and in the modal, same thing here. Not only just getting rid of the traits which have expired, but also would be nice to see which traits I have accepted. Which ones are actually I'm working on. Yeah.
Just a tiny comment. The frequency of new trades also seems a
Mhm.
little bit fast or high. Like when
It's
I
super
was
fast.
Yeah.
when I was working on the first trade, there were already like 6 new trades popping up. Yeah, just a
Yeah.
tiny detail.
Mhm.
Yeah, for testing purposes, makes sense.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. So I think this thing here we wanna have in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This one can't really understand what I meant with that. Then what about a cancel button?
Mm.
Yeah. Here. Maybe first.
Oh yeah, maybe
What I'll
first these ones
do.
here.
Yeah. Let's drag these over.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. That's also interesting about these events. So it tells me when this ship arrives, and it tells me when the ship is leaving. I think I'm not really interested in the number again when the ship arrived to read it again. I mean, I know it has arrived. I'm only interested in when the ship is leaving. Then, yeah. Yeah, just cutting out that what information. I think as soon as the ship has arrived, um, it's not interesting.
What the sorry, sorry, can you say this again?
So it says before arrival, the text shows how long until trade arrival. Yeah. So like
Yeah.
this is in the spaceport modal, right?
This is world space. So
Oh,
so
it's
so
world
basically
space.
scooting around, it would say arrives in some amount of time, and then as soon as they land, you'll then see departs in, and you'll get this world space
Oh,
progress bar.
well, we don't have this anywhere, right?
What?
This progress bar. So it's just a text floating in the air, or how does it work?
Yeah. So. Well, so it'd be like a world space UI element, essentially.
They can have a background. We just kind of put the information that we thought could be relevant here.
And it shows all the time. Is it showing all the time, or what? Or
when you accept the trade, I would say. So it's if it's not active, just there's nothing there. There's no.
Yeah. Yeah, the progress bar I think was like also like a very early thing that we talked about. Is having it to show like the current progress.
Yeah, but I thought it like in the spaceport modal. So you click on the spaceport modal, and then you see this.
Yeah. Well, so the idea here is basically a world space thing that while you're moving around, you can like see the progress of your trades
Mhm.
without having to click into anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm wondering how we do this also. I mean, you have like this green bar, and then there's another part which is not green, or how does it look like?
Yeah, the idea was kind of like there's only one bar, but it will have it's green if it's like progressing if you're loading stuff, but if it's red or yellow, basically means that nothing has been loaded for a while. So you should probably like check
Yeah.
like what's missing or something.
Yeah.
Yes, this can either be solid or it can be slightly transparent. It could be, really, really whatever. But this would just be like a background. You'd have this thing on it, like a border, and then this
Yeah.
would be whatever sort of color, and then this is the green or yellow if it's stalled.
Oh, this is yellow. Oh, it's yellow when it is. Sorry, when is it yellow?
Yeah, so like if the idea here is that while it's loading, it's green, and if for some reason this thing has like stalled out, it's no longer loading for like, I don't know, a second, 2 seconds, however long, it doesn't really matter, then it kind of gets in this like sort of state where basically, again, just like moving around, you can kind of see like, okay, why is this not working? Why is this stalled out?
Mm-hmm. Mm. For the machine detail view, we have like this utilization indicator. Remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like maybe that's something which we show, because then you see well, the thing is like if you have like multiple bars, I don't know, you say like 8 bars or something. I think it's green. I know, mirror question.
Yeah, so this would still be something you'd have to look in the detail view for, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not so stoked about the worldview thing actually. World space view.
Yeah. And the reasoning being just
It is
not.
Yeah, we don't have that anywhere else. So so if you would have something like this, in the UI where it tells you how good it is doing in loading, so you can kind of see a history of how fast it loads, then there would be no guessing what the colors mean, because I would be a little bit confused if I only see it go yellow. I'm like, okay, why is it yellow now? You have to explain why it is yellow then,
Mm, yeah, yeah. So I think either way, like so we're talking about is like, for a lot of these things, we'll probably eventually have some sort of an event.
Mm-hmm.
Like basically, um, mm, maybe this one actually wouldn't be an event, but like let's say your buildings or something are getting attacked off screen, then most likely, we can fire an event that basically points off like, hey, something's going on over here.
Yeah.
And actually this might not be extreme enough to like fire something off. But potentially, that could be a thing as well, right? Like just saying, your trade stalled out over here. You should look at this.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking of something similar what Goo said here in the chat, so that guesstimation. Remember this XKCD comic with the Windows copy dialog developer driving home? You know this one? This joke?
No.
No?
I think you told about 5 times by now.
Perhaps, yeah. I love this joke.
Oh.
This one here. Because this could also mean, I mean, is this trait? I mean, if you're playing with these colors, you know, is yellow meaning that you're behind schedule and the ship will leave, most likely because you will not without completing the trade, something like this, you know?
Yeah, yes, that's actually why this has like this text on it anyways, because I had basically a thought like that, which is like with this number above it, like probably the first assumption is that it's somehow linked to this number that's like constantly changing. Whereas it is completely separate and obviously just has to do with the items that have actually been transferred.
Okay. I'm wondering if that is super necessary at the moment. Maybe we can postpone this with and say, okay, well, we do this, we revisit this later on after the playtest. Yeah, I think this is more fine tuning.
Yeah, I think really so maybe think about whether or not we want world space UI elements, and then from here on, you know, yeah, we either like kind of playing with them or we plan around them. And
I think this can go into the space modal. Yeah, I think the UI. I always say the game should be the UI. Yeah, so you should see if the machine is breaking down by just looking at it. You should see what a machine is making by just looking at it. You should see what a spaceport is up to by just looking at it. That would be the best case. I like the stockpile. How full is the stockpile? You can guess by just looking at it. Having some UI elements which fly around, I'm not so much a fan of. Yeah, I think it's
yeah,
lazy.
it's much more like an RTS style thing, right? Like an SC2 kind of build, sort of progress bar, right?
Yeah. And we have avoided that by now. Yeah. Another example, like what is going on with my factory? Why is this machine not working? The conveyor belt is empty. Yeah, and then you start investigating. Why is it empty? And you figure out what is the problem with this, and so on and so on. Just having now like a UI floating in the air. I'm not a yeah. I don't want to have that actually. Just think of it. I would like to see that the player can understand what is going on with the conveyor belt connected to his spaceport. If the chip is loading fast or not fast. You know? Maybe we can see if the ship is departing by making preparations for departure, something like that. So that you see, oh, this is going. The conveyor belt is still moving stuff into the spaceport, but the ship is already kind of starting up, you know, and then maybe that's the indicator for you're late, and then you can investigate. Click on the modal or the detail view, and then you see okay, ship hasn't loaded completely, and it is departing very soon. Or maybe 2 progress bars, you know, maybe a progress bar from the left with loads, you know, showing load progress, maybe even with text, and then a progress bar from left to the right where you see the departure. If that thing is far from apart from each other, you know you have a problem. If they're overlapping, you don't have a problem because you're loading faster obviously, then the ship is departing. You know, that would be something I think would be the way to do it. Yeah. First of all, give like clues on the in the world space where you are with loading.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and while clicking on the detail view, give like the exact numbers what is going on. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. But I don't know if that is for this sprint. I would rather look at the world gen more. Yeah. We could
Yeah,
we could move this over. Yeah.
yeah, and I think honestly, like if it's just going in the modal, that information's already there essentially. Like we have
Yeah.
this whole thing, like already when you click on it.
Yeah.
So
Sure. Okay. Then moving on.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess so. So going down the line, right? This quest event message rework. This is not going to. This is like a oops. Something that's not super important. It is just a rework that needs to happen for for quests and quest steps. But as of right now, we already have this trade. The trade stuff. Yeah, it's basically just getting everything ready for when we want like more in-depth quests. So it doesn't need to happen right now. Yeah, this trade pausing logic. This is the same as your behavior of expired trades and also kind of the cancel button. Yeah, basically, we'll just have to add more logic to not like instantly end a trade if something goes wrong, and to not only have them be able to leave if they've already like accepted the trade and then cancel it. They should go away. They should keep all the items like their state, and then also be able to come back. Yeah, that is that. These are just more polishing stuff. So like the expansion button doesn't have an animator or sound effects. This should be done. Yeah, same with the message content. Some of the content stuff doesn't have the animators applied properly. Leon updated these when he was working on the main menu, so they just need their animators kind of set up. And then the loading speed and trade time stuff. This is what we talked about. And it's 30 items per second. And trade time. Oh yeah. So basically, the trade time should be feasible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loading speed, trade time. What about the conveyor belt connection?
That is this story down here.
Mm-hmm. Conveyor input ports. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Which is also necessary for the splitter. Yes. Okay. How big is that one?
I mean, we'd already planned it. I think it's I don't think it's massive, but it's not like super small either.
It's not massive, small either. Okay.
Yeah, they're I think it's like a normal kind of thing. There'll be some stuff that we need to update. Like the I'm trying to remember how we actually had planned this. Yes, there'll be like some specific stuff for conveyors. So basically, I'm trying to remember how this is going to work. I want to say the building is making requests out.
Yeah, I think that's the conclusion we reach. Because the building is the one that knows how many connections it has.
Mm-hmm.
Like what conveyor belts it's connected to.
Yes. Yeah. So basically, we'll just need a new kind of thing. So every building can have conveyor input ports, and you'll just set those up in the definition files, and then basically we'll just have more kind of connectors, and so when you connect to them, it'll start making requests out, and we kind of we're talking about this kind of thing where like this line over here, like depending on what items this building needs, we have to also respect their kind of want and needs. So I think the example here is like on the left side, it has all these squares, which it's taking squares, and this one has squares and triangles, and it doesn't want triangles. So eventually this right lane will stop at triangles, but it'll be like total flow on the left side, I'm assuming. Kind of ignoring that that's not how conveyor belts would work, but I think that makes sense.
Makes sense. No. Yeah, it stops on one side then because there's items on it which it can't take anymore because, for example, like a spot, it's completely full now, and there's no free spot to accommodate it, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. Or it is even forbidden to take in something like this.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So one lane would stop, the other lane would continue. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, and then we just have a bonus for the outputs. But yeah, we really need the inputs. And then we need outputs for the splitters, obviously.
Yeah. Okay. If we only would do inputs.
I mean, I would probably think, yeah, and actually this isn't even a thing. This was a decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if it's basically just the spaceport, I would think like max like a couple days on this. Yeah, and I think mostly it'll be just putting in the logic and then the testing of it.
Okay. So what would we like to do, or where do we want to have feedback on the game core mechanics, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the spaceport can. I mean, because I'm a little bit concerned. So as soon as we have like the playtest running, we will be hopefully get a lot of input of stuff which we want to fix,
Yep.
And then from that point on, everything else kind of goes into the background because we have to fix as long as the stuff is fresh and can be reproduced with the save files which we have at hand, right? Well, we can always go back to certain build, which these save files were made on. Yeah. Okay. Anything else for the spaceport and TradeQuest story? What about these fixes for the modal? Or was it behavior of expired trades?
which I think these are kind of connected.
Yeah. More than trade request as a headline.
Yeah.
Cancel button for non-KS trades so that you can free up a spaceport. Go tell a trader to take a hike.
Yeah.
And this one here. Same music over and over again. You want to investigate this?
Yeah, I think it'll be super short. I mean,
Okay.
it'll be easy to figure out if there's a problem or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the most crucial ones which we are carrying around for some weeks is this placing large area of blueprints causes a crash. That is a known crash and a known impediment to playing the game currently.
Still the case?
Yep.
Large
Or
area.
like
of
floors.
What is it? Floors? Yeah.
Floors, walls. So
Hmm.
I'm actually I'm forced to play these tiles individually now because I don't want to cause this crash.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't have any issues with
I mean,
this.
it should be pretty reproducible. You can fire up a build and just test this.
Are you scrolling the screen while you're placing?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
It's definitely in the build that's uploaded to Steam at the moment, and it's also in the latest work in progress build, I think, with the small sports.
No, these two things.
Just want to start one with Windows security scan, whatever. That's an easy one now.
Yeah.
Follow these.
Yeah, that one I think is just it's using like the anchors or might be like stretching the icon.
Yeah. Yeah, here.
Yeah, I also wonder. I mean, we might want to do the fix of grass, like not disabling a landing zone.
Yeah.
Because that will happen all the time.
It should be simple. So I was actually about to change my branch.
How old is this version? Sorry.
Oh, but we don't have like a collision layer for Flora. That's
Yeah, it shouldn't even have a collider. I don't know why it's
Oh, yeah, that's also true.
Which version was that you had as a build? 5.9. Okay.
Yeah, 5.9.
Really old version here. Oh, curious.
Yeah. It's because it adds moss back. It adds moss on top of the terrain. So it actually updates the terrain heights as it like regrows the moss
okay.
layer.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, that might be a bit tricky then.
Mm-hmm.
Does it make sense to update the terrain height? I think it still does, right? Because terraforming and everything else, HPA.
Yeah, because it's adding like a real terrain voxel.
Yeah. Yeah, and when they step on it, it does remove it. So we could changed the behavior of this moss to be. It changes the top terrain voxel to moss, and then when they get stepped on, it just changes back to dirt.
Yeah,
Although
but
we
it could
don't
be
really
like
know if
a
it's dirt.
yeah, it could be like a resource or a
Yeah.
it could be anything, I guess.
Well, the landing pad validation is checking the terrain heights. I mean, we could check if it's moss. Just take one out there, but
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. I mean,
Crashed.
mhm.
It did
really
crash.
not sure.
Did you? Sorry, I was. Did you place a blueprint?
Yeah,
Yep.
not a blueprint, but like the real deal. Yeah, the real flow tiles in the free mode.
Mhm. Well, and on placement, it had a
crashed.
problem.
Yeah, it crashed.
Okay, let
Can
me
you watch
see
me now
in
again?
the editor.
Watch me now.
Does it matter if it's like in the air?
It was terrain.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, no, actually,
Oh, wow. So even like a small amount.
yeah,
Hmm.
well, like 4x4. Hmm.
Okay, so that's something new then. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I see it.
Get
Terminal
exception,
chunk
yeah.
contain list. Okay. Yeah. I definitely see exactly where this is, so should be easy to fix.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Contain list. Oh. This is yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, then all do we move that? Oh yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, we did. Then I think Francisco, do you also think that like all these are good to take on?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, the grass, I'm really not sure. How can we approach it? But
Oh shit, it's
we'll see.
massive. Yeah. I mean, as long as it is like so strict with the terrain, yeah, we will have to do something kind of specific.
I mean, I don't know if we already do this distinction about, things on the terrain that can be removed. Like, I know eventually we also thought, they might spread mud, which I guess will also be like moss, will be like a voxel that we add on top of the terrain. So
Mhm.
this will just kind of be like a category of materials that they are technically part of the terrain. They affect the terrain height, but in terms of interacting with certain stuff, they don't actually interact with
What?
it.
So like basically like we look over here, right? And there is one moss here, right? And all these other ones are like this. Yeah. Oh, I don't know why I did that. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so this one's moss, right? This would be totally fine to place a landing zone on. And then
Mhm.
also, then we would also count it as valid.
I wouldn't. I would say this is like it would look at the lower one. Oh, sorry, the pen is so different.
Uh,
And it wouldn't consider this flat.
Even though this would look flat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think
Yeah,
this. Yeah, I think that functionality is like not clear. I would be like,
yeah.
not sure why. And yeah, yeah, especially if it's like perfectly flat, and then probably what would end up happening is you terraform the area, it would look exactly the same, and then it would work, and you'd be like, okay, well, there's a problem with like there's like some bug in this system here.
Yeah, I don't know. We have to think about something.
Yeah. Yeah. So Tilo, Till, how do you guys feel about the perfectly flat landing zone now that you've played with it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have issues with it. I have issues because sometimes when I build over it with the tiles, like concrete tiles or something, I can't really make out if it is saying it is okay or not okay. Yeah, that's an issue. So I can't see if that thing is valid or not. There is no other indication than the role space shader. Yeah, I think we need more clues. Like I mean, we have like these no clear area indicators in the world space. Yeah, when you click on spaceport, it tells you that you can't expand here because of that. If any of these tiles would break, it would be nice maybe if it would say in the middle of it, uneven terrain on landing zone, or uneven terrain landing zone disabled. Yeah, something
Like
like
explaining the specific issue for the tile.
yeah. So I mean, this is like this gray. This should be like this gray area here.
Oh, okay. Only when selected still. Okay.
Yeah, only when selected. Yeah. So I mean, here it tells you you have like this plus thing. That's fine. And when you click on it, it tells you the next one. There's no clear area. Can't do anything here. So if this thing gets damaged, yeah, information would be nice. Yeah, that why it is not why it is basically broken. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but
yeah. So go ahead.
I'm gonna change the subject, so maybe you can ask first.
Okay. Yeah. So I was just gonna ask but like in terms of the like terrain restrictions for uneven terrain for landing zone, like even after playing with it and like having it required to be perfectly flat, like that is still what it should be, like no like plus minus 1 or 2 voxels,
No.
Just like we have for like blueprint placement, for example.
Yeah. Oops. Did you see this before it crashed? It was the grass, which was growing out of the landing zone, which made it not work anymore.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. No, it should be flat, but it should give it like the clue why it is not working. And also, you saw that like it had like these concrete slabs on top of it, but it still
Yep.
was not working because there was like something underneath that shouldn't be the case.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. And also like these indicators did not work while the concrete tiles were on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need
Yeah.
something which shines through or is on top of it or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is what we're just talking about is that the like the flora growth stuff, it doesn't just grow flora. It actually first replaces a terrain voxel with moss. Because like how all the flora like has a like a moss thing. That was like one of the things we added. And so what happens is it adds this moss, and then the terrain height goes up, and this is no longer flat.
Right. How can we prevent this? Is it some check that this is a landing zone and therefore it does not grow there?
I don't know. Like is that the functionality that we want? Is that grass
Yeah.
doesn't grow in the landing zone?
Yeah, sure. Or can it ignore grass?
Well.
I mean,
Yes.
they're perfectly fine landing zones with grass on it. I guess.
Yeah. Yes, that's what we're talking about right now. Which is like basically if we ignore moss, that would be fine. Because grass doesn't have like a collider. We don't know anything about grass. It is just the terrain height issue. And so if we ignore like moss, for example, right, then here, this is the example that I just had, right, which was this is fine, right, because the moss up here is like ignored, so it sees this as flat, versus right this where you have moss in the level, and then kind of how should it see this? Is moss valid in this case or no? Yeah, so I think really it's either we have to figure out what to do with moss and flora, or we keep it from regrowing. If like yeah, that's not, that's just like a thing that we say, like for whatever reason, just like a gameplay reason.
Yeah.
That clearing grass off your landing zones is not fun.
No, it's not really.
So you've salted your landing zones. Yeah.
Yeah. So moss and grass is okay. Okay. Shader above concrete tiles so that is visible, even if you have made a nice concrete tile area. Okay. And then if something is going wrong, then it should give you an indicator, like the one which we have with the no clear area. It says terrain uneven, landing zone disabled, so that you know what's going on. Yeah.
Yeah. The problem here is this one, which is there were a number of options, and I don't actually know which one this is going with. Is this allowing them to regrow, or is it allowing to be placed on moss? Is it?
Yeah, it's allowed. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Another thing just springs to my mind, with the traits. Yeah. If a ship is too big,
Mm-hmm.
ship is not fitting on any landing zone. it does not tell you which size your landing zones has in the combo box where you accept it. You can only say landing zone A, landing zone B, etc. Maybe it says maybe you can have like landing zone A and then in brackets 4x4, or 6x6 or something like this. Yeah. And for the ship name, maybe in brackets what the ship size is. Yeah, like KSS event tide, and then in brackets requires 10x10 landing zone, something like this. That's all information which we have already in the game, right? We just have to write it down. I guess.
Yeah, and yeah. So think about this is so right now this is kind of the way this works right here. Let me. Oh well, doesn't matter. Yeah. So basically the way this works, and it's not in the build that you have, but in this updated version, where we actually take into account the sizing. So like first it goes through like the entire list and prunes out ones that are not valid. Okay, so in this case, the way you're talking about it, we wouldn't prune them out. We would include them, but then probably if they're selected, we wouldn't let them
accept.
Yeah, yeah. So don't accept.
Or you can not select them even. But...
Yeah, because as of right now, there is no like there is no linkage between the sizes in the builds you have, whereas there is. And actually, let me tell you, a 10x10 is massive.
It's really good.
Yeah, for the eventide. Okay, sure. Yeah, and it also works like yeah, so basically like a 8x6 can fit in an 8x6 or a 6x8.
Yeah, sure.
Just rotated, obviously. Yeah. Okay. Well, let me make a note of this here. Where is it? Oh wow. Oh, we're tiny over here.
The music would be amazing with the new revamped Aurora.
Yeah.
Sounds like an ocarina. Like a, I don't know.
Very
like
dark
Zelda,
ocarina.
like an N64 Zelda.
My brother actually has one. He is obsessed with Legend of Zelda.
Really?
Oh yeah.
What,
cool.
What did he
Yeah,
say?
yeah,
Breath of the Wild, one of the greatest
He said
games of all time.
You're no brother of mine anymore.
I'm
The
actually.
thing is, he also thinks it's boring. He played it once and never again.
Okay. So we what we're gonna do is we like for future streams we're gonna start off the stream with a unpopular contrarian games related opinion. So we have someone who
hot
likes
take.
who really likes Suicide Squad. Breath of the Wild is total trash. I come up with a contrarian opinion for the next one.
Yeah. I'm talking about body cam.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned in the same sentence as highly competitive games.
It is.
That was a very very hot take.
I think his favorite Zelda game is Minish Cap for the Game Boy Advance. He's also a little bit into retro games, like I am.
Yeah, Minish Cap's very good.
It's even odder that he is into retro games. Like other than it is for me, he is 15.
Okay.
Wow,
there it is.
The inventory, yeah. Maybe the opposite to correct, but usually is, yeah. Where's the look room? There's.
I forgot how big that thing is.
That's what she said. Okay.
Yeah, that thing can't mine lucrum.
But it does. With
Yeah.
override. Yeah. Only 980 to go. Oh, it is staying for some time.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
stays for a while.
Yeah, we were also talking about that. Yeah, which is like for dates. Like for this one, it says 200 hours. I was kind of thinking that probably the format of it should be like once we go over 24 hours, you should get a day, like one day, whatever, however many hours, because like 200 hours, which is the 10 days, is not.
What happened to her?
She shot in herself.
Shot herself, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the game crashed.
Not uncommon.
Nothing to see here.
Move along. Nothing to see here.
By the way, when the eventide lands, does it become destroyable, or is it an entity like the like dropped items?
Sorry, what do you mean?
Yeah. Yeah, he's asking if well, I guess if you can deal damage to it, and I actually don't think they have colliders on
No,
them.
I think currently no.
Yeah.
Ah, I see.
Yeah. Okay, what should we move on to for the planning?
Yeah. So anything else from general which you want to see in the playtest done? Destroy convertibles.
Any sort of bugs might be important to look at.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly crashes, I would say.
Indicator of what has been ordered to demolish. That bothers me a lot, actually. So I order them to demolish it, and then I click on it, and there's no reaction to it. Maybe I see a agent start walking towards it, but other than that, I can't really make out if it is selected for destruction. Should be also an easy thing to implement, right?
Yeah, the only so you can see it in the detail view. If you click on the building, it changes from like demolish in the bottom right to cancel or something.
Yeah. Okay, but still, I mean, in the world view, it would be nice to see that is, I don't know, maybe getting a yellow tint or something, or red tint. Yeah. How to do? Making it red.
Well, we already have like outline stuff. I would rather like if we have active issues like crashes or like basically the thing that Till had a problem with. Yeah, I would rather prioritize that stuff and then basically whatever quality of life stuff we want to see can come after.
Okay.
Different.
Oh yeah. What about this one here? This quality of life thing, changing directions of a conveyor belt.
Yeah, yeah. So I know exactly what happened to this, and I think that it is like,
It's in there.
No, we had it, remember, and then when we swapped to blueprints,
Yeah.
like there was a lot of stuff that had to be reworked. You know, like I'm sure you guys remember that I was talking about this. You know, with how like we have the like the conveyor overrides where when you have a blueprint and you're like moving it over a conveyor that we have to like show kind of a different thing depending on how many blueprints it has, how many actual connections it has.
Yeah.
And so I think that this will be a little more involved. It wouldn't be like a quick thing.
Okay.
As in, you know, like a couple hours or day or something.
Yeah. That goes with this one here. I feel there's no real responsiveness when you try to destroy something.
Mm. Someone clicked, yeah.
Mm. Yeah, just don't remember what's it's playing sound persists on there, so it's bugged. Okay. Good. Then let's talk about roll gen then.
Yep.
Mm. So I mean, I guess let's bring most of what's here and figure out.
Yeah, if you press control while you're moving it, it won't mess up the stuff.
Oh, okay.
Here, and I think we'll have to
I
make
see
some
what happens.
space.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Bug report.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, and for zipping, we could consider just like building this into like our actual saving and loading, and not just for the book reports.
Sure.
Yeah.
Be nice. But the
Crazy
fuck is I have
file.
this one fly sitting on my head the old. Okay. You can screenshot. Okay.
Mhm.
What else? Check database.
Make PC profile. What does that mean?
Yeah. So like a profile of the machine.
The specs.
Mm,
Specs.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think we can also get some usage, like how much VRAM and RAM
Yeah,
is being used by the
FPS.
process.
Yeah. Oops.
FPS.
We do not have
for that
FPS. We do not have this right this number. Which
I
is still
saw a
interesting.
UI element for it.
Huh?
I saw an UI element for it, but I don't know if it's working.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have it somewhere for sure, and we also keep track of like averages as well.
Yeah, so that could also be useful.
Yeah. And then Till, have you looked at how this works on Steam now? That you can invite people to the playtest. I mean, it's not for this one, right? But for maybe another one. This one is only for Discord people. How we go about doing this, by the way? So is this like they get Steam keys from a demo? Like the Dawn Part prologue or something, or how do we do this?
No, they get a Steam key, just a regular Steam key for a beta test.
Okay.
It's the same.
Okay.
It's the same Steam keys that we've been giving out to press and so on.
Right, but can we? I mean, so in these Steam keys, they are also valid for updates, etc., and so on. I mean, it's the same one I'm using it on Steam, right? Okay, good.
Yeah, if we push the build live to the branch, so
Yeah.
like, basically whatever targeted, like whatever branch their Steam key targets, as long as we're pushing to their thing, then that's what they'll see. But I believe I believe they won't be able to see like other ones. So like our default one, for example, so we
Yeah.
can have like completely
Mhm.
different content between two branches or however many.
Okay, that's good. What entails this? Steam upload, yes. What else?
So the bug reporting is ready to go, or
The back end, right?
The backend is ready to go. Yeah. I'd only have to run the Discord bot in a GNU screen on our Linux server, and then as soon as there is a report coming in through the REST API, which then in turn gets written into this SQLite database, it picks it up from the SQLite database and posts it into the Discord forum and marks it in the SQLite as posted, and then it's there. Yeah. Even if the bot crashes, it can pick up these items in the database when it starts again. I'm actually going to have it run in a loop for some reasons. If it crashes for some reasons, I don't know why, then it should continuously look into the polling this database for new reports. Yeah. Oops. Yeah, I think one thing when it comes to the REST API is the why is it so why is it so damn small? Is the subdomain. At the moment, it's just an IP address. Or yeah, but it's 15 minutes and this. Okay. Good. Well, Jen, anything about this one here?
I think as of right now, there's really nothing else. I think it's the exact same things. That
we talked about a bunch about grass, but we haven't really reached any conclusion. Like we thought about like having some sort of tool that transforms what the artists produce into something that we can use for our grass system.
Right.
Because I mean, one of the main things is the grass is like in most of the tiles it's already like affected by wind or by air in some way, and for our system we basically just have the value of how tall the grass is in a specific position in the terrain, but then we do the wind ourselves. So we kind of need to translate the the curved grass in the tiles produced by the artists into something that we can use in our systems.
Okay. What if we say, okay, for now, I mean, we can identify the grass already in the Vox files. We know what is grass.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What if we say, okay, we want to have it, we want to handle it as simple as possible. Meaning, if it gets terraformed, or this area where it is on top of it, if that gets terraformed, it goes away and stays away. Is it a hard thing to do?
Well, so basically, like what he's talking about is like if we just take a look at let me capture a screen grab here
Mhm.
of I don't know this grass. Yeah, so basically like it'll come in and there'll be some like bounding box around it, and basically we just have this kind of random assortment of blades, but there really is no like way to connect anything together. Like visually, obviously it makes sense, but in terms of like the data that we're going to get out of this, like there is no real connection, and like over here it's kind of going a different direction, and they might be right next to each other, and some of it's like into the ground as well. And actually, in this case, these are like floating here, kind of above the terrain.
God damn it!
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, you can sort of see it a little
Okay,
better.
but I mean, if that pixel here on that spot, if that pixel, for example, gets terraformed away, even though the rest of the grass is bigger, is it something which we can do? Go like, okay, well, this one, everything horizontally up in this voxel coordinate is going away. The rest can stay. Isn't that something which we do?
Yeah,
Or do you want to spend more time in solving the grass issue completely?
Well, so like so you'll see these here, right? But then what are you doing with like these
Nothing.
ones that are okay? So they'd still hang out there,
Yeah.
and you're just getting rid of like whatever here. Yeah, I mean it'll all be basically new logic
Yeah, sure.
for this one specific problem.
So I understand you rather want to fix the grass issue completely, the new grass.
I think mostly what we're saying is that right now we don't have like a solution, and we've talked about it, but like we haven't really come up with anything, that's not like a drastic like way of actually doing this.
Yeah, in my opinion, like we can probably come up with something, but it will not be something that can run at runtime or loading. It has to be some external tool that prepares this, because I mean we can maybe like figure out something like, I don't know, like a connectivity based on like restricted to verticality. So like we can try to connect things vertically and maybe figure that out, but it will be something very expensive to run. So it always has to be something like run not during the game. Some sort of tool that prepares the Vox file in advance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have to do this? I mean, do we have to understand which what is the English term for halm, stalk, blade? Every grass blade. I mean, do we have to understand which grass blade is I mean, how what is the composition of a grass blade here, or do we can just say, okay, well, in general, this is just a mass of grass, and therefore, we handle like this. I mean, like the instance of what if it gets terraformed? What if it is walked upon? What if the wind goes through it and it has to weave? Is that something? I mean, in these three instances, can't we find a solution so that for every grass voxel, basically there's a idea how we can handle this?
I mean, it depends on how strict we want. You know, like say that these Vox files have to be, you know, like having them pre, you know, like kind of made like this, and not just basically every blade is like straight up in the world files. You know, which would be obviously the easiest way to parse them out. You know, then like we will, huh?
This would be horrible work. It would be insane.
Do what?
Every grass blade in a group, parse them out.
Yeah. I mean, either way, that's what we're doing anyways. We have to transfer this data over, you know, to have like any kind of wind or anything, you know, to basically have it be used in the same way as like our generated grasses. Then, you know, it will go through a transformation step, and it most likely will need, you know, something else, some changes.
Okay, what about if we? I mean, I don't want to go down this road, but we just talk about it now. What if we replace the grass with our own grass? We have it. I mean, you know,
It's possible, but
possible. Yeah.
it won't look. Yeah. Also, they should be like all of the grass would be at one level, or I mean, we can randomize it. So we can definitely easily identify like which grass is like contacting the ground, and we can give it like a random growth, maybe based on density. Yeah, I mean that's possible. Just it will be hard to make it look as good, I guess.
Yeah, as good as the artist design.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but that's a possibility.
Yeah.
We also like we only have one type of grass procedurally generated.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean we also need to make new ones. Like some grass will be taller, and
there are like a couple of these here. But I think there must be some easy way of doing this.
to parse it, or to like just simulate this similar behavior.
Yeah, similar behavior, like having the weaving of the grass, you know. Just wondering, you know, I mean, if you just look at each voxel, yeah, each grass voxel, and it would move by itself, not knowing about the rest of the world, it would not look convincing, would it?
No,
I don't.
No, it basically looked like just a yeah, they'd all just be moving in like kind of a crazy way.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
it can be like opposite direction.
Yeah, because they also kind of have to know like where I'm grounded, you know, so that this bottom voxel here, you know, should basically be stationary, and the tips move like much more, which is how it currently works.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess we could kind of simulate it. Like we do know we can get like figure out which ones are ground and also the height of them, so the top ones can move more, but we still have to coordinate the movement between them. We cannot have this one go slightly this way and this one more this way.
But what if it is just basically on the horizontal level? It's just basically only the horizontal level. Color code. For example, so purple is moving. So green is moving first. All on green are moving first. Then after they move, yellow moves. After they have moved, green moves again. After they have moved, red moves. After they have moved, green moves again, and so on. You know, some kind of a logic just by horizontally, and then on the horizontal level, so that you get like this. And they also move only like, of course, one voxel. You know, so basically simulate it that. So green moves on the horizontal level, then yellow. No, yeah, no. This is possible. Green moves. And yellow is allowed to actually. Yeah, yellow is allowed to. Red is allowed to.
But it has to go this direction.
Huh?
They all have to go the same direction, right?
Excuse me.
Yeah. So
Yeah, they have to go the same direction, of course. Yeah.
Yes, the problem with it will be that like in this example where grass is placed on a hill, you know, again, we have just like a mess of data, and and so you say that one plane, you know, that this is like green, for example, or something, then you know, that makes sense from the context of again like the visual standpoint of it. But like moving further down, you know, this one that's growing here, this might be, you know, like at the level of, you know, this here, but these ones still need to be waving.
Of course.
Whereas, yeah. So this is all one object, and so this kind of like thing wouldn't work without, again, knowing where its base is in relation to the tip.
But wouldn't you? I mean, when you say it's only going like I don't know, like 2 or 3 voxels to the right, and then 2 or 3 voxels to the left, wouldn't you get like this curve thing? I mean, you know, so they might move to the left while these here move to the right. They move to the left. They move to the right, etc. and so on. Is it something which would make it work to give you like the impression that these things are moving in the wind?
I mean the whole thing would basically be shifting like over and out, like the entirety of everything, you know, from the bottom here, like all the way up. It basically would not be convincing as grass.
Well, I have I have a solution. We only have the desert biome. There's no grass.
Yeah. The problem is like a lot of solutions that we can come up with are, you know, like not really directly like in a Vox file. You know, like one of them, like I said, could be, you know, not having flora, kind of pre-windy, because we are using this to load into a game and not to like show off a Vox file. You know, another thing would be having like a separate Vox object where we kind of can map out, you know, the like essentially on a 2D plane where grass would be, you know, in the same way that a lot of games, you know, you'll make a texture that you read out. You know, that's in the end really what we need, is we need some sort of like a 2D texture data to actually use to generate. The problem being that that like everything right now is in this Vox file, and there's not really like a good way to generate this, and without it kind of being like an annoying thing, which is kind of the problem, right? We're trying to come up with a solution that's like not a huge like steamer to drop on whoever's making these things.
Okay. Question.
Yeah.
About how. So if we would say, well, this tip here moves much. This here does not move much. This here does not move at all. If we would have
Yeah.
like somehow this information, would that help?
I mean, honestly, these things in my mind, should really be plants and not grass, and so, like this kind of thing. But yes, that is what we need to know is
Okay.
where the bottom is,
No, I understand.
and
Where's the top is. Yeah.
yeah,
Because
exactly.
okay, I saw one guy making his own game, and he had like an interesting solution with this color coding. I think we talked about this before. So what he did was like some meta information where he sprayed his 3D objects with this
Mhm.
sort of color, and he was like, okay, well, if this is yellow, yeah, this is going to move a lot, and red does not move much, and this part does not move at all. And with that information, I mean, even if you have like only this voxel information, okay, well, this can move like 2 voxels, this moves 1 voxel, this does not move any voxel. With that, you could simulate like this grass behavior. And for example, like these here, go like, this green, yellow, if you like, you wish so. Sorry, it's red, and so this moves 1 voxel, this does not move any voxel. The other way around. Yeah, okay, you don't want to. And for I'm confused. And is that something which we could do? Because we know that grass is green. What about if we have like per biome 3 reserved colors, or 4 or 5, where we color these, and then with that information we can go in and separate. And like for the other 3 problems which I was talking about, what if they stamp on it? What if they terraform on it? We can do like this horizontal thing. I don't mind if there's some grass blade still in the air, suspended, because the rest got terraformed on the next to it. Is that something, or is that does it have problems?
I mean, I guess the it would probably still have problems in that like we still wouldn't know like what's connected, and also like in all these cases we also have to kind of redo the way the flora works to use voxel based anythings, because like I think I've mentioned this before, the flora is actually 2D, just because it's half the size, and actually keeping track of all of this like purely vertical data is like nonsensical to store it on the to store it in memory. And so actually to even begin to use this kind of thing, we'd have to go back over to like a voxel object based flora. And then also like most likely it'll have problems with like growth, since it's already kind of offset, right? I'm assuming we don't want to get rid of growth. And so somehow we still need to we in the end we still need to understand where the base is, how tall it is, and and where grass can actually grow.
Mm.
Yeah, so my suggestion is like, I feel like we really need to have a solution that kind of gives us all the information that we expect to have right now. Like the same type that we use for the flora. It's we just need that much information. So my suggestion for now is to just do some sort of vertical scan to simply put the like 2D values in those places. So for example, this patch over here, this position would have 2, this one would have 2, this will have 2. So it's not going to be like this long piece of grass, but it will have all the functionality that we have now. It will be quick to parse, and we will have all of the grass working. Just not exactly how it looks here. So these big ones will actually be fine because they're vertical. All of these little bits everywhere. Just these ones would be like 3 blocks over here. But the grass would work exactly the same way.
Mhm.
I fear I have to go. University
Okay,
starts in about an hour.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay,
See
no
ya.
problem.
See you, Leon.
Yo, thank
See
you.
ya.
That's
Bye.
it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Leon.
Yo, bye. Okay. So this would be a parser, or how does this work? So like before the whole map is loaded, or how do you do this?
Yeah, this will be during parsing. Yeah.
Okay. With the
Yeah.
chunks you load, or is this like going through the whole map once? You have the option now to go through everything,
I mean, I guess kind of depends, but
depending on how much it consumes. All of the
well,
chunk.
I think only once because this is the value at the beginning, but the pioneers can run through here, remove it.
Mhm.
So
Well, that is voxel
this
data.
is like the initial parsing.
Yeah. Okay. And how do you store this information when the chunk gets unloaded?
We currently don't store it even for our generated flora. That's why when you scroll around, you see the
Yeah.
flora all back. So
Thank
we
you.
just have to store the ground flora to the array
Right.
Yeah.
to keep the updates.
Tony, what do you think of
But-
that solution?
It's not really a solution. It's like just a super temporary thing to have some grass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and that's how I feel. I mean, I can tell you what I think the best case would be for us, in terms of getting it directly, and yeah. So basically, if I could have exactly what I wanted, it would. Well, first of all, it'd be a texture. But if it's not a texture, then it'd be a flat, just voxel object with 2 channels, which would be like the R probably being like the generation, for example, and then the G pointing to some palette. So we wouldn't actually have to use the palettes that are in the that are like in that world there. We could have like a separate lookup table of like, a large number of grass palettes. And then basically the artist could do whatever they want with flora, but then they'd have to still map it back into this thing, and then we could read exactly this right into our system, have this work like right away basically with what we already have. We just read in the palette data, we'd read in the generation, and that's all we need.
Okay, so they could use that maybe even from Magic Voxel, so they would kind of separate it from the Vox file, making a new Vox file, just paste it in, and
It
how do you
could
call it?
be, or it could be in the same file. I mean, if we want everything to be in Magicavoxel, then it'd basically just be another object, just like a 256 by 256, by 1, and then basically a blank would be no grass, and then if it has it, then we'd parse out the data, and And yeah, we can just map directly, like 0 to 256. Like the X and Y directly to the 2D terrain, and then
Huh. But
yeah.
I mean, we have this information somehow already in there, right? If you just go in and say, okay, give me all the grass voxels
Mm-hmm.
in this vox file, then I have this information already. Don't I?
No, if they were straight up, you would have it. As they are curved, like it's basically like what
Oh.
Francisco was saying. We would have to do another pre-pass,
What about that?
and then it's only like an approximation.
Okay.
Um,
I have the idea. Okay. I got it. So you said if they would be straight up, that's what you said. Okay.
Yep.
What if they are straight up? I mean, what if you go in and say, okay, well, all grass blades in our vox files have to be straight up? I mean, that's the issue
Mhm.
you're talking about.
Sure, that's also fine. Yeah,
Yeah, we go in.
that's also completely fine.
Yeah, and then I mean the height and the coloring, etc. It's all up to the artist, but they are straight up, and then as soon as they're in the game, they weave. Because we can then
Yeah.
say, okay, well, this is one blade, this is
Yeah.
a blade, this is a blade, because it is on the position. That's it. That's amazing. Okay.
Yeah,
That's Mhm.
we just wanted to avoid having the artists have to redo
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Right. I
Yeah.
mean,
No.
Leon just
Yeah.
left.
He
Leon
just
I
went
know.
out.
I know.
Oh,
He-
okay. Yeah,
he's
we
probably
can do
not
that.
going to be happy about this.
Good idea.
But we have to make a distinction between grass. I mean, like the stuff which we have here, down here, and these things here. I think Tony's right. These should be.
This
actually
should be a plant.
This should be a plant, a bush. Yeah.
Yeah.
But everything else, I mean, should be then easy. I mean, we can even go in and say, okay, what if? No, actually, we can't, because that's what Francisco said. This would be like grass blades then through here. We just say that
Yeah.
okay, we're just looking at the horizontal layout of where is grass growing. That would, if you're looking from top, you would say, okay, well, these are 3 blades. It's not. It's one blade. It's what would not be the same thing. You would be okay with this here. Be okay with this here. With this here. This here, but not with this here, for example. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. Then we have to go in and grass has to grow straight up. Fine. Yeah. But we can the artist can decide the height, the artist can decide the color. But for everything else it has to grow straight up. And I mean we have not the whole map to change, only a couple of tiles to do that, right? And shouldn't be that of a problem either, I think.
Yeah, I think it's just like real busy work.
Really busy work.
It'll yeah.
Yeah. Oof.
And we have to inform everyone.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
involved in.
Do we want to make a test before we I mean, or can we say 100% certain? Well, this will work. This will go into our grass system and will work right away.
This will definitely work.
Yeah.
I have no doubt about it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then
If
yeah, Ingar's
Mm.
already heard it, so he doesn't have to be informed anymore. Okay, then grass goes up, but with bushes, etc., they are fine as they are. How do we treat bushes?
Yeah, yeah, bushes just need to be split up into like the parts that will actually weave, and then yeah, we basically have this plant's like leaf shader, and it'll work, exactly like you're talking about with this thing where we have like the whatever, and then it'll sway based on the height. Yeah, and I think
Every
that
blade
there-
has to be done. I mean, for this thing here,
it
just
depends.
a branch is a branch.
It depends on how you want it to move, right? Like the blue ones, it probably very much so makes sense for them to be separate. Whereas this this entire piece, you might not really care if this is like all blowing kind of uniformly, but if you want it to have the ability to not blow so uniformly, then you should probably split it up a little bit. Whereas for sure, like these blue ones, let me find one.
These are the Xenia did ones here.
Yeah. Jeez, these pictures don't make any sense. Like as soon as I take them, they like lose all meaning as to what it is. Yes. So basically, like if all of these things are in just one object, then they'll kind of all move together. Some like slight variation, but by splitting up, it has like two different like benefits, which is you get tighter bounding boxes. So like you've got less empty voxel space, like wasted voxel space. But then also, like we have much better control over the movement of like the fronds or whatever these might be. Like the actual leaves of a bush and how they move.
Okay, can we have like okay, let's talk about trees.
Sure.
Tree crowns, okay?
Yep.
So tree crowns are also just a rectangular thing for us.
Yep.
Yeah. And they have some yeah, and they have like voxels. Oops. They have voxels inside, and we can't really tell how they are connected with each other. And the idea was back then that we make them just move. So like red is the part where it moves with the dot next to it. So okay, then you get like this impression that you're looking at a tree where the wind blows through. They're not weaving like with the branches or something, but like the crown is just not pulsating, but moving. You get that there are individual leaves in there and they're moving, right? And then we said depending on the height, they might move more or less. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Is that still a plan
Yep.
for these?
Yeah. I mean, basically, yes. Yeah. For these ones that aren't split up, I posted a thing that was like an NVIDIA GPU gem, on like how to make, like a very nice looking tree. Yeah. So I think that these will function. It's just that I kind of think there will be some amount of limitations. And so like splitting it down will give us the most ability to like kind of make something that looks nice. And having them like this, I think we'll have slightly less control. Yeah, that's really it.
Yeah. I think that will be true. And then yeah, the grass can be weaving these things. So there's like two things. So like weaving branches or weaving blades. Yeah. Or like, do you think branches, weaving blades, or weaving crown, not weaving crowns, but how do you say this? Rascheln. So, rustling crowns, right?
Yeah.
Can these be rustling crowns too? I mean, the ones here. If you say, well, if this is just a mass of voxels, and then apply the same effect on it.
Which part? I mean, yeah. So if it wasn't split up, that's most likely what would happen. Yeah, we already talked about this, and I think that they're mostly split up already. Like
Already?
like the plants.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. So like here, this is like a picture from this thing, and so essentially, in this case, they have like very good control over, these don't move as much. These move like a lot more. And essentially what we've got is like no branch system, basically just the trunk and this big crown, and so essentially with that, what we lose is like any sort of control over, like waving on like a lower level, but we also save a lot of time making the assets.
Yeah. Also, in calculating that.
Exactly. Yeah.
I would keep it simple here.
Yeah. I do think that that at some point this probably is the best case. But like I said, kind of once we've already made the world and have those trees, there isn't really going to be a good way to update them. It's going to be like a large thing. I think Francisco had some sort of ideas about that, actually. But yeah. So for now, we're just having the crowns moving. This is just like a thing that can happen, kind of is like a I don't know, like a potential way to make them look better.
Yeah.
Down the line.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt, but I do have to go as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Good.
So I'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Okay. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Till then, bye. Okay, but we have a solution for that. Okay, good.
Yep.
So crown, rustling, branch weaving, blade weaving.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah. So trees, plants, grass. Yep.
Cheese, plants, grass, basically. Okay. Good. That explains everything.
I think that clears up a lot. Yeah.
Crowns. Plants, branches, moving. I think even the plants maybe like some if they don't are not split up. How do we make sure that they split? I mean that we understand that they're split up by the nomenclature of the groups they're in, or how they call it?
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure that these are already named. Like, yeah, there's foliage, and then there's bush, and then branches. Yeah, so he's named them like Blue Bush 2 with various branches for this. So. Yeah.
Okay, so grass blades have to be straight up to identify them as separate blades. Yeah, plants, branches.
Yeah.
Have to be named separately.
Yeah, and also like once we implement the plants and these shaders, I mean we can look at examples between like like a split up bush and like a completely union bush, just to kind of see the difference.
Okay, good. Yep. Okay, and then yeah, having a tree fall when I'm going to cut them down, including the crown. Preparation. How do we? Can we tackle this also in this story that if you revisit a chunk, that the grass and fauna and the flora, etc., is actually as it was before
Mm.
and not reloaded.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. We call that persistence.
Yeah. Yeah, I think just like
Chunk persistent.
yeah, chunk change persistence. So it should be grass. This yeah.
Good. Awesome. Good. Okay. Well, this is it then for this story.
Yeah, I think mostly yeah, and yeah, and so basically from now on, yeah, we can just start doing everything, you know, like even with what we have, we can just implement our grass and it might look a little weird using the ones that aren't straight, but
Yeah.
but we can just build right over it and, you know, swap in the ones when we get them.
Yeah, sure. I mean, the only thing can happen here is that we have more grass than the artist
Mhm.
anticipated.
Yep.
Which is fine. Yeah, because we can always go back and fix that. We
Yep,
also,
exactly.
Till, you have to tell Niklas also, right? Because he's working on a lot of grass, I think, in the Highlands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he has already started. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
good. Melko, bug report.
Right.
So, where's this model? I always look for it, can't find it.
Somewhere to the left. I've searched like an hour.
That's... Okay, so basically, this button here. See, okay. Hot button for report. Yeah. Yeah. So basically, this button here, report a bug, opens this modal with things in here. Your Discord name. So a description or title, what bug? Yeah. So where people can say what it is they found, and then a description where we ask him how can we produce this bug. They write down what happened and etc. and so on. They can describe it. It makes a screenshot as soon as you click this button, this report a bug button, and maybe even make a save file when you hit this button, and maybe even already does this profiling thing. Yeah, and then player has an option where you can say I want to be anonymous, so this profile should not get sent off and publicly shown on Discord. Then they can say, okay, well, I want to have to, and then hit send report, and then it goes to this REST API, and yes, with a description which I'm going to deliver after the stream, where you just have to use post to send it to this REST API and files. Basically, that's it. After that, Discord bot picks it up and posts it on the forum. We have it in Bugs Colony Live. Yeah. And then we can react to it, write it, download the save file, can reproduce it, etc. and so on. Yeah.
Okay, couple of questions.
Sure.
The 3-word limit, shall it be like hard enforced, just 3 words? Should I scan through it, or is it just saying it and
Yeah, just
that's
saying.
it? Okay.
Yeah. So it's not like that people go on and like really long titles.
Okay. The anonymous.
The hard cut is 255. So.
All right.
Yeah.
The anonymous button is default enabled or disabled?
Disabled.
Disabled, right?
Yeah, that information.
Should the game be paused right while the screen is open?
Makes sense, right? Awesome.
I've looked at the settings button, and that one gets like stuck in hold down mode, and the game gets paused. I can copy that behavior if that's wanted.
Yeah, you can trigger the pause situation.
All right.
There's a timer thing. I mean, if you hit the thing, then you can say okay, well, game is paused from that.
Okay. And for the web requests, I'm gonna do the HTTPS. I need an URI. Is that possible? Like, I can't. I don't know an option to just ping a IP address.
No, you get a subdomain. So
Yeah.
like
Okay.
actually a URL which you didn't use.
Okay. And which format should I post? Like a JSON or another file format or?
It's hold on. Form. It's called form data. Yeah.
Okay.
Basically. Just make a screenshot here. This one. Yeah. So this is an image from. Oops, did I replace this? Sorry. Okay, so IP address obviously is going to change to subdomain.
Oh, okay. I can use that. Yeah.
And yeah, so this is like basically what you. There's stuff missing. Sorry, the screenshot is not complete. Why is it weird? Okay, there's another save as a save file. Okay. So this is from Postman.
Yeah, and so I'm guessing we don't have like a dev version, like a dev target. It's all just gonna go live on our Discord.
It's going live on the Discord. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a I use the dev forum, bot playground 2, which is closed up. But we could still use it if we're not feeling like testing it in the public. But I think it's okay.
Yeah. I was asking because I'm assuming there'll be a number of these things that
Yeah, I
get
mean,
sent over here.
I mean, I'm going to fire up the bot as soon as I see that the stuff is correct in the database.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So so basically these are the things. So let's like these 3 files: the save file, screenshot the profile. Description, as we said, is like how to reproduce it. Title is what is the bug, and then the reporter Steam ID is what the player writes in, or Steam ID is also, if you want to stay anonymous, then this is also not.
Okay, and the profile is the specs of the computer.
Yes, and I don't know how you can do this, but I assume there must be some plugins or something, community, or maybe there's a function or object or something which you can instantiate and then use that information from that. I don't know. I have no idea. Whatever is helpful for us to understand what kind of potato this game is running on, and that this is the reason, or you know, yeah. Okay. It can be any format. I mean, XML file, whatever you can think of, yeah. To you.
All right. Okay. Then I only have one very specific question regarding the scripts I should use and the prefabs. I don't know if that's the right place.
Mm-hmm.
So, Francisco wrote me I should use the modal window prefab as a starting point.
Yeah.
And there's a class in there called modal controller, but he pointed to a modal content controller, which is a completely different class, not inherited from it. Which one should I use?
Yeah, so essentially the modal, like if we look at it, right? Like we have this base modal, which is just like if we basically take this thing and then gray this out, then you have a modal, right? And
Wait, where are you?
sorry,
Let me check.
I'm on
Okay,
yeah. So imagine this is okay, probably more like black or something. Yeah, this is like an empty modal, and so what happens is we have like the modal controller, which controls like the entirety of it, and then we have the content, which actually binds into this content.
So
here.
just make it a child and do the content controller.
Yeah. And so if you look at some of the other ones, like I think like schedules or like the messages, anything that uses this like extends like a base modal content controller is most likely what you want to look at to kind of see how it's done. And I guess I think they're all just prefab variants, I want to say. Let's see.
I can just try how far I can get with that.
Sure.
There are these strange limitations. Okay, so I think I can work with that.
Yeah.
Cool. Good. Awesome. Okay. Good. Playtest. Anything to test? Anything to add here?
I can give my 2 cents as someone who just started up the game for the first time yesterday.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do.
No.
Not at all. I wasn't able to figure it out. Sorry.
Yes. Did you read the text?
Which text?
Oh, you just clicked it away.
Oh,
There's like
the intro text. Oh, yeah,
Intro
sure.
text. Oh, you read it? Okay. And then still did not know what to do?
No.
Well, to be fair, it's just a text that says that informs you about the state of the game. It doesn't give any instructions.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Maybe that's what we want to do. Do text.
Also, the text window is too small. The text is cut off.
Really?
At the sides. Yep.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
What? Let's see.
Is it a aspect problem maybe?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, probably.
No, something. No. Okay. Yeah, definitely. It's a problem with the mask, which is weird.
Oh.
Yeah, this is also something new. Yeah.
Also, I would say to have the Control Shift F hack to be on by default. Since we don't have any progression, it doesn't really make sense to have this blueprint system because nobody knows what to do to how to craft something and so on initially.
Yeah, that was my specific problem. I didn't know how to progress like anything. I could move the settlers, I could build stuff, but mostly with the blueprint mode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, maybe that's something I can get behind. Yeah.
And also, like, when you just streamed the game, I understood for the first time how the crane is meant to work. Like, simple stuff you have like figured out for months, I couldn't grasp when I didn't have a screenshot of some sort or anything. Maybe
I wish I would have watched you playing it. We could have
Yeah.
learned.
I wish I would have recorded it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
damn.
this is a problem for playtesting because people just quit. People
Yeah.
Yeah.
just stop testing.
Sure.
So maybe you can do a short video of like the first 2 minutes of the game or anything. So you have kind of a reference guide where to put things and what to do.
Sure. Yeah. How to play the game. Okay.
Yeah, and then I think this valid feedback because the same exact feedback we also received from some publishers who played the game.
Yeah, they didn't know what to do. Yeah.
And with quests like so far along, I think that very easily we could have like some tutorial stuff in like very, very easily before a public demo.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Going like, okay, what to do now? Okay, cut some trees down, build a
Yeah.
shelter.
Mhm.
Put down this landing zone because otherwise you won't be able to receive anything. Stuff like this.
Yeah.
Good.
And the
Okay.
fact that all buildings are unlocked from the beginning makes it pretty hard to know. Should I build the land first or the landing zone or just a conveyor?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is not really guiding you that much. Yeah, not at all actually.
Yeah. Yeah, that definitely like yeah, I definitely agree, right? Because like we talked about the tech tree and everything, and like how it makes sense to have everything, but like opening that construct menu for the first time, it's like it's overwhelming, and then when you click on a sub menu, and then there's like also a lot of things like converters, for example.
Yeah.
It can be probably very overwhelming.
Also,
when you don't know what anything is.
The converters. I didn't quite figure out yet where the drills spit out the ore and on which conveyor belt they land.
Yeah.
And at some point, the belt wasn't doing anything, and I was wondering if it needs power in any form, but I couldn't do anything with the power supply poles. So I'm just lost as to how this is supposed to function.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's oh my god, there's so much stuff which we wanna implement, like comes to how to play the game. So like this this miner, it should actually show you while you're placing it down where the stuff will come out, where the chute is. And I think we thought about this in sprint 30 or something already, and haven't had time to do this because we all know how this works,
Yeah,
so
and that's fine for the stage of the game. So maybe a
there
video
are
is a
no
short
urgency so far. I'm not going to justify myself here, but it is yeah. I mean, now you're here and you have a clean plate of stuff you can do. So looking forward getting this all done now.
Yeah, whenever you want to test something, tell me.
Okay. Yeah. The good thing is, progression wise, we made the game. I think we even went so far to get green solvent, right? Till you get green solvent, I got green solvent, right?
Blue solvent, yeah. But this was only
blue solvent, yeah.
Yeah.
Only once, but it
this
was
this kind of turned it into a puzzle game.
Yeah.
Just figuring this out based on the UI. I think some people will be able to find it out, but I think
majority not.
99% will just drop off. We have 170 testers signed up.
So 2 people get blue solvent, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we should be under like no illusion that these people are play testing this game for 6 weeks, and there's a first impression, and it's going to be hard for them to come back.
Yeah. So we're gonna burn all the whole community with this playtest. Okay. Yeah, we should give them a go. Going like, you make blue solvent. with a factory and send us a save file or a screenshot of it.
Very
and-
reward.
Yeah, like speed run. Who gets blue solvent first time? In the non-free mode. Yeah, basically.
Do you have any analytics in the game or planned?
Not yet. No.
Because you could track like when people drop off
Yeah.
very
So
easily.
what I would like to do is use Steam for that.
Oh yeah. Hmm?
So we could and I mean not in a certain way like Steam is providing these analytics because they're garbage, but like with the achievements you have. So you can have like
Yeah.
an achievement running the game, starting the game. Boom, first achievement, started the game. You see how many people bought the game and actually played it. Yeah. Or achievement played more than 10 minutes. Achievement played more than 1 hour. Achievement played more than 2 hours,
Well,
etc.
we actually
Yeah.
actually see the median and average time. I think that's a key metric, and Steam is also very good in that. So
Yeah, but it's only a median. You wanna have like actual data. How many reach the 10-minute mark? 80%. Oh my God, you already lose 20% of all people. In the first 10 minutes. How is this possible? Yeah. Then you know you have a problem there right at the beginning. Something like that. They don't find a new game button. Something like yeah. Or achievements for certain machines. They are able to build this machine. And maybe you can even with that see where you have issues with the recipe. Where do people drop off? Because a certain progression is too hard. People get the event type is an achievement, etc. I mean, we can make a lot of use of that achievement system.
I
Just
think
get some
from what I heard, the analytics API is directly linked with the achievement system. So you can go more granular and not make it public in the same API calls.
Cool. But also achievements are
All right. Thing for later.
yeah, whatnot. Okay. So this is all in 2 days, Tony. Including today.
and
And
the weekend, right? Yeah. No.
Okay.
Yeah, well, so are we starting with spaceports, or are we trying to rush whatever we can of World Gen in?
So bug report, I think, will go parallel. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Going
Sure.
to work on this in parallel. Yeah. So I guess spaceports first.
Yeah.
Because as it is at the moment, there's too much broken. Then
Yeah.
then we see how far we get, let's say. And I'm okay now to say okay, maybe we can have like deliver the new world gen during the playtest. Yeah, and not before the
Yeah, which I mean for the playtest, even like once we get further in and we have like a version of it, we can have like a thing that basically is like, hey, do you want to look at what we're working on, and then just swap pipelines into like the pre-made world gen pipeline.
Yeah.
And otherwise they can play like the procedural one. And that would work just fine. And basically give them like a sneak peek as to what we're actually working on
continuously.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, good. Then I would leave it. Nah, okay. But Francisco already started working here, right? Yeah, I would have him continue, but maybe this stuff like grass, trees, and plants, how they read the wind, etc. I would make this a second part. Yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about ores, by the way. Gold place.
Yeah, I think basically all we said is like it's still the same kind of system, and it just places in the terrain wherever.
This is good.
Mm-hmm.
but still.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, then I would say let's march on.
Yeah.
Any more questions?
When does this stuff need to be ready? Like, when's the build gonna be?
Whatever we have done on Monday, whatever Tony has done on.
All right.
Or can you do this, by the way? I mean, when you're flying.
No.
Okay.
So it'll have to be Francisco or it'll basically have to be Francisco doing it.
Yeah. Till what? Would they kill us if we moved the launch of the playtest to Wednesday because of traveling? This should be okay.
Yeah, I mean, we can discuss this. Now it's over 3 hours streaming. I suggest we take a break and then discuss this
Sure.
offline.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Then for everybody else who stuck with us here all time, which is Magma Heading and Abducted by Pig, thanks for joining us today. And yeah, thanks for the interest. And we see each other next Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in.
All right. Yeah. Thanks everyone.
See you then.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.